Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer!
Hey everybody, welcome to another fantastic Ask an Engineer show. I'm Lady Ada, I'm the engineer. With me is Becky.
Hey.
Walking out, a little sneezy, but
it's allergy season.
Still, she's keeping it together, and I got Adabot on camera control. His hand. Yeah. Adabot's hand. Oh no!
I'm taking your allergies away.
Thank you.
We're broadcasting from downtown Manhattan in the fabulous Adafruit headquarters. We've got an exciting show for you today. Tell them what's on tonight's show, Adabot.
All right, tonight's code is going to be Ohm. It's a celebration of Ohm. Ohm. We're going to talk about the show and tell. We're going to talk about Pi Day. Becky made a great video. At the New York College of Science, there's a makerspace. People are doing cool stuff with the Internet of Things printer. A little bit sold out already in the Adafruit store. We want to talk about some cool stuff with that. Came out a neat article. We had Flickr Friday. XB has an interesting collection of projects on the web. Atmel released some cool stuff, some classes. A little bit about Ask an Educator. Geek Dad launched a social network. We have Mailbag with some cool projects. Girl Scouts celebrated 100 years. Talk about our efforts in the world of Scouts 2.0, Hacker Scouts it's also called. Becky got a new photo lighting setup. She's going to talk about that. Another entry in the online web schematics space and design from DigiKey. Also, another open source hardware company news, DIY Drones. And Adam Kemp on the Adafruit blog did a series of great posts and requirements docs for earning badges. We also have a little bit of a fun project for people to think about using a Geiger counter. Speaking of Geiger counters, we've got open source hardware Geiger counter from Bunny, co-founder of Chumpy. Updated a little FAQ for the Motor Shield. We've got the Internet of Things camera, Lady is going to talk about. We have an updated tutorial we're going to talk about. We have a slip ring video. We have some new products. It's a robot, live robot on the show.
Robot.
We're going to answer your questions. We're going to have a trivia question. We're going to have a cat. All that and more on Ask an Engineer. A little bit of music there. Okay. Here we go.
Wow. That's a lot of news.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We got news. We got news and we're going to have time for questions this week. Because we don't have a million new products this week.
We didn't put a lot of new products in because this week was mostly engineering. I got like a heck ton of engineering done.
Yay!
I done a whole bunch of new things, and I'm writing tutorials and projects for other things. You did a lot of videos. Adabot worked on the website. You did a lot of improvements that are being rolled out on the website.
Lots of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff is going on, but that means that this week is just light on new products.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of news and a lot.
Yeah, it's like a slingshot around here. You pull it back, and then when you look out, new products everywhere.
So maybe next week or and the week after, we're going to have more news items as they all come in, and we document them, put in the store, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. All right, want to start doing this?
Yeah.
All right, tonight's code is Ohm.
Sweet.
10% off mini kits, including the new product that we're going to show off in just a second, which is the Parallax Board of Education robot. We're doing 10% off tonight just because we're crazy. So it's not a Adafruit product, but we like it a lot, and it's 10% off tonight only. We'll have a Parallax person on the show coming up pretty soon. Jessica's going to stop by soon, and we're probably going to do a Parallax sale.
Interview the Parallax.
Yeah, but just for tonight, we're going to do this because it's cool. So anyways. Do you want to talk about what an ohm is? Because there's this...
Is that George Ohm? Right
yeah. George
yeah.
Ohm. Do you want to talk about what ohm is, Lady Ada?
An ohm is... Well, it's kind of boring because an ohm is like just a measurement of resistance. And an ohm is the resistance that makes 1 volt pass 1 amp. It's kind of annoying because it's like it's divine.
Sounds metric.
Everything is, because like some things are defined because of like lower properties, and some things are defined by like other like values. So like an amp is a coulomb of charge per second, and a coulomb is like an actual number. It's like 10 to the 19
number of electrons.
Yeah. So it's an amp, and a volt I think is also volts are also defined. It's defined by a distance and a charge, and how far it's defined by the electric field and the charge, and like how far the electron is from the proton. But resistance, it's not defined that way. Resistivity is you can only measure resistivity with voltage and current. There's no like inherent resistor. It's kind of interesting. There's no like, oh, a resistor is like, this many pulses from a star divided by like, the weight of water on Earth, at 1 atmosphere or whatever. So yeah, it's just one of those finicky measurements that you just have to kind of get over it. So it's 1 ohm. 1 ohm is 1 volt. 1 volt across 1 ohm equals 1 ampere of current. That's basically the definition.
So Jorg born.
Oh, that's right. He
was born in 1789. According to John Kinnear's post, rather than concentrate on his studies, he spent much time dancing, ice skating, playing billiards.
Where is he from?
Well,
he's a partier.
Let's see, which, I'm trying to think it was...
Ice skating, huh?
Yeah.
He's Hungarian? Oh.
German. Switzerland, sorry.
Switzerland.
Yeah, so, anyways, after that, his dad, Mr. Ohm, demanded that he leave the university after 3 semesters. Ohm went, was sent to Switzerland, where in September of 1806, he took a post as mathematics teacher in a school in Gottstadt-Dunlau. Yeah, I don't know what that word is. I'm going to butcher all that. But anyways, that's what we're celebrating.
A lot of George Ohms on that page.
That's one.
Lots of ohms.
1 kiloohm.
Yeah. 1 kiloohm.
That's something.
All right. So we had a show and tell tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had basically 2 shows and tell. Some days it's 20 and some days it's 2.
Aaron and
Aaron had a countdown timer for a foul-mouthed podcaster.
Yeah.
To keep track of his swears so he could edit them out later. Otherwise, he'd be branded with an explicit tag on iTunes, which is not desirable.
Yeah. Not desirable. So he used an RGB LCD and some buttons and
the thing I liked about his project is it made me start thinking about RGB capabilities in other products. And so what he had was basically a stopwatch, which was kind of neat. And one of the things that came up in the show and tell is, hey, have you ever seen an RGB stopwatch? Because that'd be kind of useful for countdown. It would be ambient, so you could see it from a few feet away or something like that. But the technology is finally out there. Maybe we'll start to see more information on displays. Like a good example is that Nest thermostat. It's more than just a number. It has color information on it. So I think that'll be kind of neat.
I've actually saw a video of what colors it changes, but I imagine it has an RGB backlight or something.
Yeah, it has a full-on LCD screen.
Oh, it's full color LCD, or just black and white LCD with a color backlight?
No, it's a full LCD. Yeah, like it's a screen, and they just have it. They make it look like it's round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the trick. We're working on Stargate, so we have to do that soon. Yeah. Well, actually,
why are you telling people about
Paint Your Dragon's working on a Stargate.
Don't people about the Stargate.
It's okay. You have to find the Stargate, then you have to dial it right. It's okay. It's totally fine. It's complicated. So, and then Alex had a op-amp project.
A massive op-amp.
Yeah, that he bought a specialized one, but turns out a regular old op-amp was better.
Yeah, he actually used a... It's not really an op-amp, it's an audio amplifier.
Right.
Which has an
LM386.
Yeah.
Chip I know how to use.
It's kind of a low cost, but effective audio amp, and it works pretty well, though it needs a high voltage. I think it needs like 9 volts to run. It can't run off of 5 volts.
Yeah. If folks want to be on the show and tell, a little reminder.
Yeah, add yourself to my personal Google Plus page. Go to my Google Plus page, find a post where I say, hey, comment here if you want to be added to the circle. I'll add you to the circle, and then you'll get invited to the Google Hangout because I can't make it public because I have like a 250 million followers or something.
Yeah. You post good stuff on your feed. Becky, you did. It was Pi Day this week.
Pi.
Do you want to talk about some of the things you wrote up on the Pi post? Some of the things.
Sure.
Do you remember?
Like this? Not really. Besides the Pi trivet.
There's a Pi trivet.
There's that Pi tile backsplash that everybody really likes. That's really cool too.
Yeah.
Like with the black tile with the height of the number, and so it's like just a backsplash on a kitchen. It looks really nice.
Okay.
This is Evil Mad Scientist Laboratories Pi trivet.
Okay.
Which is nice. It has the digits of pi on it there. And we did a sale. I thought was funny. 3.1415% off.
Yes.
Some people were complaining about the rounding.
If we rounded, they would have said that's not really pi.
Exactly.
It's tough.
Okay, because
it's
just
true.
as many digits as we could do. So that's fun.
I think truncated.
You can only please 99% of the people on the internet.
I know.
You only please
3.1415. And we look forward to celebrating Pi Approximation Day on July 22nd. It's 22/7.
And then there's another math holiday that people want to do.
But only for Americans, because the British it's 7/22.
Yeah.
No, for Americans
no,
it would be 7/22.
You're right. It's for Europeans only, not for Americans, because we don't do.
I'm gonna celebrate it anyway.
Yeah. Okay. And there's also Tau Day, probably, right?
Yeah.
6/28. No, 6/28.
Sure.
I'm not a real Tau. I understand, but here's the problem: if you do Tau, then Euler's equation isn't, not as elegant.
I just like pi, the substance. Nom.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Oh, little shout out. Joey, who met the president, who does electronics, he's just turned 15 today.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Happy birthday to
What a good 15 years. Already has a kid company, met the president.
Not so bad.
That's like pretty good.
Yeah. Most people spend like 50 or 60 years and they barely get out of bed.
Yeah.
So, way to go. No, seriously. Way to go, Joey.
All right.
Keep it up. The bar's high. Got to go to Mars now. Sorry.
I know, it's tough.
Open source Mars rover. Got to work on it, Joey.
space.
Okay. Becky, you worked on an awesome video. We're going to play it. Do you want to set up this video? What's
Is
the
this
setup?
a Strong Couch video?
Yeah, it's Tron Couch video.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
straight to the contract.
on a couple weeks ago, we did the It's Not Out Yet, So Don't Ask Tron Couch. We had the welted EL wire in the store, which is like the EL wire with the special plastic tab on it that's good for machine sewing, and it turns out stapling with a upholstery stapler. So I moved recently into a new apartment, and there was like this junked up couch in the apartment, and I like reupholstered it.
Oh, so it's not your couch. That's right, you have a nice couch.
I have a nicer couch than
and
the
then
one
there's
that
a
is in the
junky couch.
this is the
You
junker-
adopted a stray couch.
I adopted a straight couch, and I put EL wire all over it and made a silly, fun video about it, so you can too.
Okay. Let's
Becky dances in this video.
watch this video.
At the end, I dance a
It's a
little.
couple minutes long. Everybody, you're going to learn about how to make a Tron
Staple.
couch. Rock out.
Jump.
Good work.
Oh, sorry. I got all in the mood there.
Good work,
a little
Becky.
bit of a dance party.
Okay, so you took EL and welted EL, and you stapled it and sewed it into the couch, and then you used our big 12-volt inverter and a 12-volt adapter, and then now you got a party couch. This couch is a little less ugly.
It's a little less ugly. It was a pretty ugly couch to begin with. I made it a little bit less broken but still is ugly with the upholstery, and then the EL wire makes it like dance party couch.
So when are you gonna have this on? Like at night, just as like a nightlight, or
Sure. At my next dance party.
Yeah. So wants to know how does the couch flash? It's just a setting on.
Oh yeah, the inverter that was like the big battery powered inverter we have also has like a flash setting, and then in the editing program I made it flash super fast to the music so that you would.
The other thing is we may have a cool sound activated EL inverter.
Yeah, I'm trying those out. Sample.
And there's actually. Those kind of crummy T-shirts have like a version of like.
Yeah, but they can't
drive a lot. But no, anyways, but people are familiar with it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll try to get you the sound activated one. We have a sample, and if it works out.
I used it for Andrew's his sweater that had the like Slayer Christmas. You know that Slayer Christmas lights video where it's like the Christmas lights on the house and they blink along. It's crazy Christmas lights and they blink along to that Slayer song. It's a really famous YouTube video.
Okay.
And when Andrew was doing that like show of all the machine knitted sweaters, he wanted one that was the Slayer Christmas. It was like all Christmas sweaters. And so he wanted the Slayer Christmas lights sweater, and so I put EL wire and then used a sound-controlled inverter so that it would go.
You're like a child of the internet. This is like too much meme for me.
It's really too.
This is like heavy duty.
It was his idea.
One quick question: how much current does your couch draw now?
A lot. I mean, you know.
And
it's not too bad though. Even though there's a lot of EL, like the little
it's not too
with
bad.
the welted EL, it can drive like how many meters?
I think the couch has, because the regular EL is the super bright, and so it's like, how much comes in the one you sell? The EL, the welted one is 10 meters, right?
Yeah,
no.
10 meters.
So I use one of those, and then I use like 5 meters of regular EL.
No, sorry, it's 2.5 meters of the high brightness and 5 meters of the welted.
So that there's 7.5 meters of EL wire on the couch.
Yeah, so it's actually not that much. That you can actually drive that from the 4 AAA batteries.
And I do for
10 hours.
For the blinking.
Yeah,
for the blinking I use.
You can run for the entire party, and then you can even move the sections around.
Exactly. So the video would have been a lot shorter if that couch weren't a sectional, because the pieces have to come apart.
And one thing, I just have to make an announcement. So we made the announcement about wearable electronics, electronic furniture. Watch out, IKEA, we're coming after you next. But on a serious note, with the stuff being available to people, with your fantastic tutorials from the both of you, and Adafruit being able to supply this stuff in a really good way, people will be able to do cool stuff like this. Like upholstering your couch could now have electronic components to it.
That stapling the welted EL wire is like the easiest thing. And
if
it's not a sectional, you don't have to solder it at all. You just plug it in, staple it on, and you're done.
And then you cut it. You just put it all the way around, and then you cut the length.
You cut the end off.
You just put it the splitter on.
Exactly.
So it's actually a no-sew project.
Yeah, it's a no solder project if you don't have a sectional couch.
No solder, no sew project.
Right.
Yeah. I really like the idea of panels being embedded in parts of like nice accents on the side of the couch. And, I think we're going to see this.
EL panel will be my next EL thing.
We have little panels, big panels.
Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff.
So that video will be up. It'll be up on
the other thing I like.
World debut.
The other thing I like when people walk in, they'll see this couch. It's a so-so couch. It's a straight couch.
It's an ugly couch.
It's a mutt couch. And but then at night, like it looks awesome.
Well, when the lights are off and it's just glowing, it looks fabulous. It's hard to get a good camera angle that would show like all of it because the EL, like, you have to be down low or up high to see the different lines, so it looks better in person, I feel like, than...
Let's keep moving on. You were busy. We got more videos from you. Real quick note, New York Hall of Science launches a makerspace. John Jr. posted up. Look on details on our blog. But this is a new and interesting trend. Museums and other establishments launching hackerspaces, makerspaces, libraries. This is happening, folks. This is a good deal. Talk to
That's also where Maker Faire New York is.
That's where Maker Faire New York is.
That's right.
And so my suggestion, get involved in your local communities. And if you have a children's museum or if you have any type of thing in your town, you could possibly turn it into a makerspace, hackerspace. There's now examples. You don't have to be the crazy one coming up with it.
Yeah.
It just takes one crazy person, and then everyone's like, hey, look, they're doing that over there. We should do that too. All
That's true.
Let's see.
Next up.
Folks should hold the questions about stuff to the end. We're going to have a bunch of
we're still
time.
We're
still getting through this stuff now. Internet of Things printer came out. And people are using it already to do things like sync with Patch Bay, which is a way to get data.
Yeah.
It's a way to push
Like
data to the
service.
Internet of Things server almost. and this person's printing out the air quality in Boston.
Yeah, this is cool
78.
because so the really neat thing about the Internet of Things printer is that Peter Dragon did a really good job with the code. It's really clean and really easy to use, and it does JSON parsing. So Patch Bay, which uses very similar data packing. It's really easy to connect this and modify it and get data from Patch Bay. Patch Bay has like thousands and thousands of cool sources of data. So you can have your printer print out like almost anything pretty much, and Patch Bay just does all the heavy lifting of like, okay, they have to get the air quality data from some other website and they have to parse it. That's all done for you, and you get it back in a very friendly format. Nice. So the good thing about this code is that you can adapt this for anything. Like this is for air quality, but it's not hard to adapt this to do like
when the bus is coming.
When the bus is coming, or like to the morning weather report, or the traffic report, so that when you get up, you can just take it with you and then read it in your car.
So that's the Internet of Things printer. Lots of people are doing cool stuff with it. It's a great way to learn about connecting things online.
Yeah.
And then you did a video. This came out during the week. And let's
you modded it too.
Let's show your video.
Becky's video.
And I guess a quick little note. So that was the tweets are from Jenny Holzer. We don't know if that's actually her.
You do know that it's not her.
It's not her, but it doesn't matter.
But it's Jenny. It's mostly actual Jenny Holzer aphorisms, and then some other ones.
Yeah. So Jenny Holzer is an awesome
Jenny Holzer
artist. Yeah, she's an awesome artist who's kind of best known for putting these like really interesting sayings. I think they're like kind of dark and powerful. You think they're nice, right? You think they're
nice.
Chipper? Yeah. Maybe it's. Art is what you bring into it. So maybe I'm dark.
Chipper, but nice.
They're meant to be like truisms, or like little. Part of it is about how we see depth and truth in like fortune cookies, but we don't listen to like complicated reasoning.
Yeah. Right.
So, anyways, she's known for beautiful like LED art too, the scrolling sign stuff.
Yeah, she uses scrolling signs.
Anyways,
it's all like media and the message. And so when Phil and I were researching this project, we also came across a good Twitter account called Jenny Holzer Mom, and it's tweets that are written in the style of Jenny Holzer, but
from her mom.
But like mom advice.
Mom advice.
So like something like
Well, it was like there is a dark void. Make sure you bring your coat. Like
right. Yeah. Like chaos is all around us. Wear your seatbelt.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Moving
I love Jenny Holzer, so I think this is a really good mix of.
I wish that the
very makery artist.
Yeah.
Right along.
What?
Gotta keep moving
right along. It's already 10:24.
I'm moving us along. So next up, yeah, we're doing this stuff this week. No, we don't have time.
All right, get over with it.
Look, she's hopped up on allergy medication now. It's time. It's go time.
Springtime.
All right. So some good news. We experimented. We wanted to see if folks would like little bits of the open source, very easy to use. We sold out almost instantly. Awesome.
We couldn't put them on sale because they're selling out.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to show this great picture. This is, I think, a 2 or 3 year old using snap circuits, and her dad.
Little bits.
Yeah, sorry. Little bits, not snap circuits. What I meant to say before is we also have snap circuits. People aren't buying snap circuits; they're buying little bits. Anyways,
little bits is the only electronic.
I accidentally took all of Becky's allergy medication. I'm crazy.
Bill.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was candy. Anyways,
Little Bits is the only electronics like thing I can think of that a 3-year-old can
you actually
really
can
use.
be you can be extremely young and you basically snap. You don't have to worry about like putting it snap together.
Yeah.
And so you can and we actually visited the.
We saw Aya on Thursday.
factory,
Yeah.
And they have a huge number of they're prototyping new bits, and so it's really cool to see all the future bits.
So, anyways, what I like about this is really neat. There's a little video, and the little girl, the dad says, "Hey, put the blue one with the green one," and she does, and she knew that it was going to make a sound in a circuit. Like, there's really no better way to expose kids to what might be possible in the world than this. So we like it. We're ordering a bunch more. Support open source hardware when they're in the store. Buy them up.
Give them to my niece and nephew.
K-Town, Kevin Townsend, has another neat post, the noise reduction techniques for microcontrollers, because he's been working on a cool project that required some less noisy ground planes.
It's what's interesting is you got to be really careful with your ground planes. We actually had a problem where the ground plane was carrying noise to other parts of the circuit, so you have to be careful because. Especially on the Arduino, it's a noisy board. It just is. It's very noisy, and the 5-volt supply, especially because it plugs into the computer, is super noisy. The 9-volt can be low noise if you are using a battery or you're connecting with a linear transformer, but nobody uses linear transformers anymore, so they're also noisy, and you can get. It's very difficult even with the wave shield. I have to work really hard to split the grounds and the way you route your grounds to keep noise from coupling in. Oi. But read this document. Yeah. It has some good information about it. It's a dark art.
You want to talk about Flickr Fridays?
Sure. So we just started this a week ago. This is the second Flickr Friday photo. It's just a guy testing his spoke pop with thumbs up. I thought it was a nice picture. So if you would like your picture featured on Flickr Pool Friday, add a picture of your cool project to the Adafruit Flickr Pool.
You think that's like a fixie sprints thing?
Totally.
So they're doing.
Oh, it's totally one of those stationary trainers that you actually have to balance on.
No, but you think it's a sprints or like no?
I don't know. He's just running his bike.
Yeah, you can see there's another bike.
He's got the little things in his rear wheel.
Yeah.
He's totally like a
hipster
bike kid, but it's thumbs up.
But he soldered it.
This is kind of neat. This is one of the things that I liked to see, and I like to see. Digi hired Rob Faluti, who's kind of known in the maker circles. He's at ITP, and he's also did some cool XB stuff. And they have a Tumblr now.
It's called Shit Digi Does. Shit Digi Says.
Stuff XB transmit.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't
work.
It's a site called the largest collection of XB projects in the world, and it really is. Yeah. And it's a Tumblr, and they collect all the projects.
Yep.
That's great.
One of them is the Tweetwatt.
Yay!
Which is a twittering power meter that uses an XB. This is a really neat use of a modern microblogging tool for a really neat thing. If anyone ever says, "Well, what can XB do?" Because what can it do? What can it do?
It can do a lot.
What can it do?
Well, Digi is such a really big company.
They're a giant company. It's awesome.
I don't know that they're that giant. I think they're
really giant.
I think they're less than 500.
They seem giant. I think they make money because those little modules are expensive.
And they make they don't. This is the thing. They make like a lot of weird industrial stuff.
Well, the XBs are not from Digi. They're from Maxstream.
Yeah.
Right.
And they bought Maxstream.
Right. They bought Maxstream.
So I think this is really neat. I hope someone starts one for like. Largest collection of Arduino projects, largest collection of BeagleBone projects. I hope this turns into.
It would be cool to have Tumblr for that stuff. We have kind of a Tumblr website.
So like we use our blog like a link blog. So like we have the largest collection of Adafruit projects in one spot, obviously. But one of the things I thought would be neat, and I don't want to do it yet because I don't like to focus on the negative. But I noticed so many counterfeit Arduinos. I actually wanted to start a little site that kind of cataloged the evolution of counterfeits because they're funny. I mean, they're just bad copies that people get tricked into buying, and I thought that would be interesting to put up there. I'm writing an article about this soon, but I don't want to give any attention to those, so I have to figure out a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Anyways, next up, Atmel is doing Atmel University, and they have an Arduino University style class on Atmel's site. Everybody's getting into this education thing. It's awesome.
Yay.
And for the first time, not the first time, but for like the one of the.
It's definitely one of the most public.
Yeah. So a long time ago, I wrote an article about Atmel, AVR, the history of the Arduino, and at the time I wrote the article, when you search for Arduino on the Atmel site, 0 results.
Yeah, there was, and then they're official, unofficial, official forums.
Yeah.
They hated Arduino.
And AVR freaks, I'm just gonna say it because they don't like me because I called them out on this because they were very mean about the Arduino when it came out. They said, "Oh, this is just for stupid people who can't program hippie pot smokers." That's actually what they said. And
Italian hippie.
Yeah, it was just mean. And I said, hey, that's a problem. Like, this is why Arduino made their own community, and that's why it flourished, because it wasn't this like oh, you're not good enough mentality. So anyways, now it's completely different. Now Atmel is really into it. They have stuff at Maker Faire. They're doing all sorts of stuff with Arduino. So I think it's fantastic. This is like one of the coolest things I've seen.
Okay.
Anyways, I think it's cool.
Go Atmel.
So what did they put? I haven't gotten a chance to look at what's up there now. Is there what instructions do they have yet, or they just announced it?
They announced it, but you should look at the curriculum and you sign up for the classes and all that.
Okay,
It's pretty
I
cool.
gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, really quick. Ask an Educator. MCAP is writing up a storm. The topic this week was how can you teach art with the STEM stuff, and because it was a popular question, check out the site.
Okay.
It's a good response from him. And then Ask an Educator needs more questions. If you are someone who wants to learn or teach any type of electronics, we have a real live teacher answering questions.
Yeah.
And he's fantastic. And he's actually making curriculum around things like laser cutting and things like 3D printing and Arduino. So here's your chance. If you're an educator, post up a question. There's a link on this post about asking more questions, and they're a fantastic series. Speaking of,
Geek Dad has a new site.
big news in like maker circles. Geek Dad has a social network, and it's really cool. Wired is getting into the space really nicely. So Geek Dad, probably one of the more popular destinations online for dads who have kids.
Any parents, kind of parents too. There's a lot of just
There's
parents.
Geek Mom too.
Geek aunts, Geek uncles.
Yeah, and it's a really neat resource for people who have kids in any.
Yeah, adults interacting with children.
Yeah, and it's always cute because there's also these great photos of like parents and kids doing electronics. I mean, it's super cool. And Geek Dad has a book, and they're doing all the stuff. But they have a social network now. It's really neat. So if you're a parent or if you're a kid, either one of those, check out the site. And we're probably going to do something interesting with them. We're going to see if they want to use their badges. We're going to probably have a discount code for people who are assigned on the site. We're going to try experiments and stuff. New segment on Adafruit. Mailbag.
With our friendly little mail guy.
We couldn't figure out what to name him. Maybe we should ask the audience what we should name the little mail guy.
Why don't we do a contest? We'll do a contest on what to name the little mail.
The little envelope.
Yeah. I can't help but like think it's the Mr. Hanky character from South Park.
I am the mail.
How you doing? You never saw this.
I'm your Verizon bill.
Yeah.
I'm your late bill.
So anyways, we're going to do mailbag on the show every week.
Okay.
And this week, one of the neat things that came in is someone used our Wave Shield for Connect 4. And we have a very short video.
Let's watch it.
Let's watch it.
Ready for a game? Your move. Could you please put my checker by the light? Thanks. It's your move. Could you please put my checker in the lighted column? Thanks. Your move.
Okay, so that's the cool Wave Shield thing. So when you drop the checkers in, it says, please put a checker over here, and then you do it. It's very cool. Very neat. And then we have one more from the mailbag. And the mailbag is emails that we get. Sometimes they're tweets. Sometimes they're actually physical
letters. We get letters.
People send us letters. This is a neat one. This is an RFID card game for kids, and there's a Wave Shield inside, and it speaks the name of the card. So check this out. Okay. Neat. Parents building toys for their kids now.
I always like the little kid toy things.
Well, it's almost like a futuristic version of. There's one where you pulled a string and it would talk. The cow says moo, but and it was like a little record inside. Very cool. Anyways,
modern day version of that.
Modern day version of that. Next up, we're back on schedule here. Next up, 100-year anniversary of the Girl Scouts. Here's the Girl Scouts back when they were allowed to shoot guns.
Cool.
Yeah, they don't do.
I never learned how to shoot guns in Girl Scouts.
Riflery
I have a distinct memory of making a little like paper boat and putting like a penny in it and being like figuring out like the whole like buoyancy water displacement thing. That was cool. I mean, I liked Girl Scouts.
Yeah. So
Some fun stuff.
we have our own. You know, we're working on our Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts style thing for. I think it's kind
I
of.
loved earning badges. I hated selling cookies because there's always somebody's mom who like worked in a sales office where she could just like pass the cookie form around and everyone would sign up. And my mom's like, "I'm not bringing your cookie form to work. You sell your own cookies." And I'm like, "But Mom, I'm behind in sales." Like, what kind of lesson does that teach little kids?
I think
that they hate advertising.
Well, I think there's a huge opportunity for the Girl Scouts to take that entrepreneurial spirit of selling the cookies and make their own like Kickstarter for Girl Scouts, like really modernize. So we talk about this a lot because we have the badging program that we do that's online. There's a lot of parents that don't have time to have their kids in any scouting program, so they're awarding these badges to their kids on their own. Schools are doing it. A lot of kids live in cities. And so, you know, they like and kids are playing video games and they have iPhones and their own cell phones. And so we like these ideas. This is one of the graphics we have for our Hacker Scouts 2.0 thing. We'll see. I think it's neat. I mean, I think it's cool that the Girl Scouts used to shoot guns. And I think it'll be cool when the Girl Scouts have their own Kickstarter and they release their own apps. You know, like I think that's the future.
App developer Girl Scout badge.
Yeah.
I had a Girl Scout leader
They should learn JavaScript.
I had one who thought it was stupid that there was no like whittling badge, and she was also a Boy Scout leader, so she just like had us go through the Boy Scout like pocket knife. They have like a curriculum for learning how to use a pocket knife.
That's cool. You don't get pocket knives as Girl Scouts?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like forbidden, but like there's no like program for it, and in Boy Scouts there is. So
yeah, someone said, you know, the Hacker Scouts should sell Minty Booze. We're working on it.
Yeah, there's a Minty badge. You have to make something in a mint tin.
We're working on it, folks.
Cute.
I like how people are giving us good suggestions that we think about too. Okay, next up, Becky, you set up your lighting stuff. You want to talk about all this lighting stuff?
I know, the B&H fairy came to my house. I got some new lighting equipment for video stuff. So we got a Manfrotto Magic Arm that's there, and then so this like big softbox light, and it's reconfigurable. It has a boom arm to do either like person video, like you're seeing here, or I can also like boom it out over top of the table to make like to have soft, even lighting to do tabletop stuff.
That's cool.
So my videos are gonna be nicely lighted, and I like go back to the picture with my foot. This light stand has these wheels with the locking casters, so I can like lock it in position. I can roll the light around instead of lifting it. It's quite heavy, and I have bad knees and don't like to crouch, so I can just lock it in position. It's very handy.
Okay. Next up, we wanted to mention this because there's a collection, a plethora of online design tools for engineers. They're all web-based, and you can make schematics. You can do. There's like 4 or 5 of them now, and DigiKey.
Like Fritzing, right?
Well, Fritzing's more desktop. But,
it's a desktop.
But there's
the thing about this one, and most of them, they just do schematic capture because it's actually not the hard part. The hard part is the board layout part because you have to.
That's hard to do online.
You have to do a really good job, and also like being able to create new parts is really difficult. So a lot of them are they're like Visio, but for like electronic components. So I haven't tried all of them. Like I kind of poked around a little bit here and there. And what I thought is good about these is what's interesting is they're actually good for making diagrams. Yeah. So if you're like diagramming something for like a book or a tutorial, that's where these. I mean, and you don't want to like download Eagle or something, these can be very handy.
I should try them. I would always use Illustrator for my diagrams just because it's what I'm fastest at, but it's not like a good transferable format at all.
We have kind of, I'm not going to put this on the job board, but I do have kind of a need. If someone wants to write an article and compare all the online design tools, schematic editors, I like the thing from DigiKey because imagine you just hit buy the parts from there.
Well, it's not, but the thing is it's not that specific. It's not really vague.
I know, but it could be there one day. So I would like someone to write an article that compares all of those, and if you are willing to write that article, I would pay you in electronics or the thing that we call money. But I would like someone, because I don't want to be the only one that writes stuff like this. I want to bring more people in writing to do things like that. So anyways, that would be a cool article for someone to compare these, the pros and cons of each one, and that'll help those companies make better versions along the way. Okay, next up, quick little shout out, Jordy, the CEO of DIY Drones, who is like 23 or something. His partner is Chris Anderson, editor-in-chief of Wired, and also co-founder of DIY Drones, 3D Robotics, was in The Atlantic. Really cool interview and article about him, about this young kid. Their joke is electronics designed in California and made in Mexico by Mexicans. Like, it's funny because and so they have a factory in Tijuana and in San Diego. So it's a really interesting article.
So he's from Tijuana originally.
Yeah, and what's interesting, it kind of flips this like debate because they joke around. Everyone's it's like, oh, this illegal immigrant thing, but here is a kid who is now co-CEO of DIY drones and 3D robotics. So it's a very good story. You have to read this interview. It's awesome. He was on the cover of Make not too long ago.
Yep, with his robots.
With DIY drones. Yeah, and they also talk about some of the financials of DIY drones. So check it out. Very cool. Maker Biz. Next up, real quick one on this. This is a follow-up to what I was talking about earlier. This is Adam Kemp. He's that teacher. These are badges from his kids. This is a real school.
Really
yeah, real school, real lockers, real backpack.
Yeah, so they have a laser cutter and 3D printer in the school, and to get the kids to train on them, he actually does requirement sheets, kind of like, I guess, Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts.
Yeah, we have these.
And so we've actually posted up the 2 requirement sheets, and of course, like, this is not like the hard and fast law, but these are good
Boy Scouts
guidelines.
Too, by the way.
But these are our guidelines, and they're good guidelines. And if you're training people to use these tools, these are they're good. They're good because they make people actually think about them. Then you can adapt them as necessary for your hackerspace. And so we posted them up in the brand new, just started Adafruit Academy website at adafruit.com/academy, which will be growing and be redesigned. But we wanted to put something up there to start, just so we have something.
Yeah, so we're going to have all these requirements docs. We're working with a bunch of other people, and as they make their own curriculum for all these badges, we're going to publish it because they're really into people improving it, making better versions, and being able to award all sorts of different badges.
Hopefully we'll have some way to wiki edit them as well.
Yeah, we like this. We like this peer-to-peer style learning.
Okay, go.
Next up, this is a project that we posted up on Adafruit. It was a link to a how-to on using the Geiger counter that we sell, and Midium developed, and using it with an iPhone to get the data in, so you can do data publishing to Patch Bay for radiation levels.
That's great.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah.
That Jeff Kaiser.
And it's easy because it just uses the audio in as like a little clicker.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's cool.
Yeah. And then speaking of Geiger counters, Bunny designed this gorgeous open source radiation.
Yeah, I don't know what he uses as a detector, but that actually don't remember. But he used like an OLED I saw there, and he's got a little processor, and he made a lovely little box. Yeah. And it's like a little soap. They're called soap boxes. They're rounded, so they're.
It's like a bar of soap.
Yeah, it looks like a bar soap.
A little bit. Man, time's going fast. Okay, real quick. We have an updated FAQ.
Fact for the Motor Shield. A lot of people are using this Motor Shield, so there's a lot of questions that come up, and we've answered the most common ones in the sticky in the forums, and also I think linked to it on the website.
We have a tutorial on making your own Internet of Things camera. So this will take a photo based on something like motion, or you can do other things. Phil Burgess, Paint Your Dragons in the chat room, did an awesome job. It uses the iFi software to do all the heavy lifting behind the scenes, can publish the photo.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Next up, you updated your tutorial on OLEDs.
Yeah, I put up a tutorial on these little color OLEDs. I've also, in the background, for people who are really into graphic stuff, I've pulled out all the graphics functions of the OLEDs and like half of the displays we carry right now into a separate library called Adafruit GFX, which is our graphics core. So we'll be able to update the core with new functions and capabilities and like fonts and etc. And it should automatically be available for every. Every display will be able to use that core instead of us having to maintain like 8 graphics libraries.
Nice.
And then you did a quick video. I'll just show a few seconds of it. You want to tell everybody what this video is?
It's of the slip ring that we showed last week.
Yeah, because people were like, how does the slip ring work? So, for those who weren't on the show tonight,
it's time for some new products. We only have one, so we just have time. It's a really quick one. Well, we have two actually. So it's new product time.
New. Yeah, this time it's just
all right.
Little new and big new.
Yeah, so we have a new badge. This is the Ada Lovelace badge. This is Ada Lovelace Day. The people who designed this graphic. We have a sticker, and now we have a badge. So, kids who are really good and want to grow up to be a famous programmer, you can award them an Ada Lovelace badge.
Yay!
Badge.
There she is. She's programming some punch tape.
Yeah.
She's holding her walking stick.
Yeah.
Or is it a crowbar? I don't actually know.
She's not tearing down bamboo with a crowbar.
Yeah. So our new product that we have that we're really happy about, this is Parallax entry into the Arduino world.
Ooh.
It's very interesting.
This is the Parallax Board of Education.
Shield.
I
think that's a funny name for
that makes her a little robot. So we have a quick little video that Becky. This is hot off.
So many quick little videos.
This is hot off the Becky press, literally off the FireWire drive right before the show.
Yeah.
Bonk.
So watch this video about what this little robot does. I think it's playing. Why is it playing?
Not playing.
Why is it playing?
Not playing.
Present video. Oh,
playing.
oops. Sorry. Should be playing. Come
Start
on.
it.
Come on. Come on, video, go. There you go. Sorry about that.
That's what I did today.
Yeah.
I
So
made
Becky,
a
even
little
this-
wall
So
for
this
the robot.
yes, this robot it's kind of neat because it's actually Parallax is known for like their really good quality chassis and the servo bots and the tutorials and like getting these little whiskers and stuff. And so this is basically a port of the basic stamp version of the Vobot. But they basically just made it so it plugs into an Arduino, and then you can even plug in more stuff into the Arduino, so that's kind of neat. The shield pins are exposed on top, so you can plug in another shield if you want.
Could
and
you
it
do
runs
the wave shield? Could you have a wave shield?
Yeah, you can absolutely have the wave. If the pins aren't used, which I don't know, because you built this, not me, but I'm pretty sure that you can have a wave shield or RFID, or if you wanted to have more motors, you could have a motor shield or GPS unit for UAV type stuff.
Quick question. What's the straight line accuracy on this encoder's actual continuous servos?
These are continuous servos. They're not. I mean, this is not a $400 robot. It's a $100 robot kit that comes with a really good chassis and like a huge bag of parts. And like there's like 10 different activities you
Use
can
the
do.
bag of parts.
Here's all the parts.
All the
Oh, you already
parts.
have a
Yeah.
picture of them.
And best of all, this is why I like Parallax, because they're putting up a chapter at a time. They're writing a little book for this. They have the best documentation.
They do have the
That's
best
what they're known for.
documentation.
So there's like, when people say like, oh, who does great documentation? I'm like, well, Lady Ada, I think, makes the best tutorials, Becky and stuff like that. But Parallax has been probably one of the pioneer of making fantastic documentation for schools and for
the
everyone.
thing is that the robot they make, it's like they really care about everything, and you can tell. Like they have a rubber grommet for the wires to go through.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And the aluminum, it's like really solid. It's not cheap plastic, so it can like put up with you could drop this and it would be fine, or like throw it off a building or whatever.
Seriously.
And they have this really nice ball caster,
Yeah.
which is
So
really good.
there's
It
been a
works with
lot of
doors.
cheap robotics stuff, and there's a lot of other companies out there that sell them, but we see what happens. They break, people are disappointed. So we've been waiting, and we're willing to wait until the best comes out. And this is something that we're
It
proud
has
to
mounting
carry.
holes for like every kind of sensor.
It's really cool.
So,
it's
yeah.
really nice.
I really like it. So when they announced this, I was like, let's totally pick it up. And they're gonna have the online free tutorial book, and it's like it's one of the most popular products ever, and it's a great way to learn about electronics and robotics.
Mm-hmm. My dog likes it.
And then you
That was it.
you made a little time lapse. You put an LED on it and just wanted to go like
I did put a little
Tron
LED on
theme.
it.
Tron theme tonight. Anyways, so that's the new that's the new products.
There's my desk with the jerry-rigged cardboard walls
That's the
for
new
the
products.
whisker.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do some general questions.
Oh yay!
It's
We
general
haven't done
question
that in
time.
a while.
Yeah, we've been running out of time, so I wanted to leave time.
Oh, and you can pick up one of these Vobot shield kits. It doesn't come with the Arduino. That's
Yeah.
the only thing. But hopefully, in a future version, the Arduino will be cooked in.
Hey Phil,
Oh.
But
I
they're on
heard
sale.
that the code is good for
The
Yeah,
code
the code
is
is
it's
good for
oh,
me.
it's 10% off of that. Yeah. Okay.
It's good for the robot.
Someone says, I need a Wi-Fi shield for Arduino. Should I buy the Wi-Fi one or wait for the Arduino Wi-Fi shield? I would say wait for the Arduino one because they're going to be shipping soon.
Yeah. They are going to be shipping
soon. We have a sample. We got a
sample like yesterday night, so I hope to try it out soon.
How is the search for the new space going? Adafruit will have over 10,000 square feet very soon. We have multiple things. We're going to write up a big post about how we in New York City have to do stuff because it's so crazy.
It's really complicated.
And no one helped us. We had to learn everything. You read books. We all spent a lot of time.
We've been really. Last week was really busy. We were going around and doing negotiations and meeting with realtors and brokers. And
how much did Becky's new camera stuff cost total? I don't know. It's probably like $1,500.
It was $1,500.
Yeah. We got the pro stuff.
Yeah, like that light stand and the boom arm, the Avenger stuff. It's gonna last way longer than any of us are alive. Like it's really, really nice.
Well, I think they spent like $500 on the DSLR that I used for product photos, and then easily a couple of $1,000 on the lights and all the diffusers.
Right.
But
and this wasn't the camera or the microphone. This was just the lighting setup, and it's really nice. It's gonna last forever. So
next up, can Internet of Things camera do live video? No.
No, the Arduino and the Arduino can't do video because it's not fast enough, and the iFi camera, you have to save it to it, so you would have to have something that can save video in AVI format.
Next up, how much weight can this Parallax robot carry?
Oh, probably a bunch.
Yeah.
I could probably stand on it, but the servers probably couldn't.
Well,
the servers couldn't drive it. The chassis.
The strength of the chassis is very good, but how much?
The axle of those servos is what really matters.
I think it could probably carry like another pound or two.
Next up, any advice for debugging non-working version 1.0 of WaveShield? Post in the forums.
Yeah.
Next up, how long till the badge system goes live? The badge system is live for all the beta testers. It's adafruit.com/leaderboard. You can see all the young folks who are awarded badges.
Can people sign up?
They have to be nominated by someone, and then we can add them to the badging thing. So we're going very slow and steady with this.
Yeah.
They have to be nominated. So far, they have been.
How many people do we have in the beta?
Let's see. We have 5 public profiles, and we have a lot of kids because people found out about the program, and we have a bunch more that will be released soon.
Okay.
Next up. How does Adafruit's 32.4 port compare against the TC or the Leonardo? Are they all functionally just chip breakouts?
We have a fact in the 32.4 page about the differences between it and the TC.
Yeah, Leonardo's not out yet.
The Leonardo is not out yet, and
so there's a difference right there.
So we can't really comment on what the differences are since it doesn't exist.
Okay. Next up, when do you think the new PN532 board will be in stock? Which board is that?
It's in stock right now.
Yeah.
Our NFC board is in stock right now.
Next up, this is my Eagle how-to, so badge. Oh yes, we are watching your actions on that. Next up, can it carry a mug of beer? Yes, it could do that.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to put my beer on it right now because we have expensive laptops, but
can the I2 CSPI character LCD backpack do PWM on the backlight? Did I miss the answer?
It cannot.
Okay. Next up.
Not easily.
Not easily. Okay.
But somebody just posted a tutorial on how to do it. We'll have it on the blog on Monday on how you can wire directly to the Arduino to do it.
Okay. Will an iPhone allow itself to charge too quickly that will damage the battery, or does it regulate the current appropriately?
I don't understand that.
I think I understand the question. No, the iPhone Apple spend a lot of time to make sure when you plug it in, it doesn't overcharge the battery and blow up. They have voltage regulators.
They have the charger. There's a charger inside an iPhone.
Yeah.
A charger chip. Linear Tech,
next
actually,
up,
a really nice one.
What's the best way to send live video via Wi-Fi? You like a computer.
There is no good way to do it.
Computers.
That's why we have like a very expensive laptop here and a very nice webcam and expensive software. It's very hard.
Okay. Best way to navigate with a Mac when almost all dev boards run on Windows, for example, FPGA, or do you just have to have a Windows machine that you use, or dual boot?
You just have to have a Windows machine.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I have a tutorial on I call it the Ada computer setup.
Yeah.
And it's basically what I use for the Windows development, because you can get if you can get a Windows computer with a parallel port and like hardware serial ports, that'll take you much further. Because if you're going to get a Windows computer, you might as well get one with hardware parallel, hardware serial, because every once in a while you're gonna find yourself stuck with some dev kit or dev board, and it's not common anymore, but there are a few still that use parallel ports. It's unusual, but it does happen. Or EEPROMs that you want to program, and they're like, well, you can get a very expensive EEPROM burner, or like use this free software or cheap software but you have to wire up a parallel port. So, and you can't use a USB to parallel converter. So check the blog for the Adafruit computer thing. And I have a file. It's like $500 for this.
Next up, what's the best place to look for help with the open source workbook I've written for teaching kids ages 5 to 10 about multimeters? I've written it and tried to figure out how to have my kids earn the badges. Email support@adafruit.com. We'll post it up. You can also post something in the forums, and that sounds like something that's super cool. We'd love to check that out.
We have a multimeter badge.
Yeah, we have a multimeter badge, so let us know about that. How was your St. Patrick's Day? Just another day, really?
Except that instead of going to hail a cab, I scheduled a cab.
Yeah.
I was like, I know you guys are going to be real busy.
I wrote code today.
Can FPGA programming be done in Linux?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But it depends on what dev tools you want to use. You check beforehand, because I know the DEO Nano that we have in the store does work with Linux.
Yeah, that's why we got it.
People have posted. Unfortunately, you have to they changed the link, but it'll be updated soon on their website. That I don't know, but the DEO Nano, which is under $100, does work with Linux.
Okay, next up. Anyone got a fix for dual tuning an antenna, 125 kilohertz and 13.56 megahertz? Don't know.
It's going to be hard to do that unless you know what you're doing. So just use 2 antennas.
Next up, how about, do you know of a propeller object library for ICRP FPI character LCD backpack? Not yet, but hopefully someone will write one. Next up, I think we're through to...
We tend to write only our code for Arduino because it's in C, and I find that, or C, C++, I find that's the most portable language. If I wrote the examples in basic stamp or for propeller, then it would be impossible to port because the propeller is so unique.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how I like to put it.
It's more fun to write C, if you ask me.
Trivia question time. Good work, guys. You got through it.
Wow. Already?
That was lightning round. Yeah, already. It's 10:57. All right. Rules are...
the rules are we're going to ask a question, and the first person to answer with the correct answer, spelling, whatever, gets the prize. It's whoever shows up on our screen first, not who shows up on your screen first, because you're going to appear first no matter what, right? Because it doesn't have to send the data.
What's the prize?
What is the prize?
So the prize, because it's ohms.
We should give away one of our X-Tech 330s.
So because it's ohms, I want to give away one of our little multimeters and a badge and a sticker of the Ohm's Law.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the little multimeter.
Yeah.
Okay. This still has a good resistance meter in it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted the rules.
Sorry. So you get a multimeter and a sticker and a badge, whatever, all that good stuff. Okay. Sorry. And then if you've won this contest before, don't enter this contest, because we have a lot of people who they enter and then they email and they're like, sorry, I already won. So let somebody else win these fabulous prizes. Go get a beer or something.
Answer quietly to yourself without typing.
Use your inside voice.
Yeah.
All right, great.
All right. Why don't you ask a trivia question? This is courtesy of John Janier. Lamar, why don't you ask a question?
Okay, so this is a math question. A conductance of 125 micromhos is equal to a resistance of how many ohms? 125 micromhos is equal to the resistance of how many ohms? What is the ohms? The ohms. Ohm.
I like yoga.
So, that's not right, is it? Oh, there it is.
Yay! Chris
SP...
PFJWQN
33.
33.
Yeah. It's 8,000. Congratulations.
8,125 micromhos.
Yeah, what's a micromho? Someone wants to know.
A mho is a measure of conductance, and it's the inverse of an ohm. So 1 divided by 8,000 ohms is 125 micromhos, and the symbol is an ohm upside down. It's an upside down. And it's used for when you're doing, when you're doing basically transforms and you're doing your impedance calculations for capacitors. I think is it because capacitors, because it's 1 over. The math gets really ugly unless you convert your resistances to conductances, because then you don't have this 1 over everything. So it just makes the math a little prettier.
And Mo is MHO. Ohm spelled backwards.
Yes. That's what I've used it for. I don't know. It's going to be used for other things. Also, it's used for transistors sometimes when they want to talk about the conductance. Like how easy it is for it to conduct rather than how resistive it is.
The cat is here.
The cat is here?
The cat is here.
What do you mean? Oh my god! Oh no! Oh no! It's full of MOSFETs!
Aww.
It's full of MOSFET. He's kind of,
You can only see the lower half of his irises, so it's a little creepy looking.
yeah, he's a little creepy. Mossfat? He doesn't look very happy. I mean, he's a happy cat.
He's really
makes
happy
little
cat.
he makes
He's so
little chirpy
cute and
sounds.
soft.
Yeah, he's cute and soft. He makes little chirpy sounds, but when he looks at the camera, I think he doesn't like the blue lights.
No.
Oh.
I love the gurgle.
Chris, the winner, email support@adafruit.com, and just email us your name and address, your physical address, and you get the multimeter and the badges.
You do not win this fabulous cat.
Mossfat is not a
Do you want
prize.
to give it a little chirp?
He's not a prize.
Yeah.
Mossfat, you want to chirp again?
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. That was great. On demand.
Thank you,
On demand.
It's taken me 7 years to train him to do that. Yeah.
He's like, I just want to go
Yeah.
home.
He's just hanging out.
That's
Okay.
my cat.
That was a lightning fast show. Thank you for suffering through your allergy attack on the show.
It just happened today. It's
Yeah.
like this really unseasonably warm weather. I made it through I only sneezed once.
It is kind of springtimey. I'm starting to see
Yeah.
flowers and
Yeah.
I know there's all these trees, there's beautiful cherry blossoms, and they're just like...
cherry blossoms are the worst.
Yeah.
They
Little,
look
They're
beautiful.
bad.
They make me
They're
little quick
sneeze.
reminder, it's OHM, the code tonight, OHM. So everyone, this code will be active for a few more hours, so please place some orders so we can keep paying the bills here. And, this cat, he needs special
this
cat food.
He does. He has special cat food because he's got little cat problems. But they're
And
solved
boy
with
cats
special...
often do, right?
Yeah, sometimes he's got little problems. But it's okay. So
Yeah.
the doctor makes us buy him special food.
His fur is so soft.
He's very soft.
I know
But
you
everybody
guys can't tell that
but now
through
that he
the
has
camera.
special food, he's
Special thanks to all the show and tell
Oh.
folks who showed up.
Oh, no.
Paint Your Dragon, K-Town, George, everyone who helps us out every week. Thanks
Is
for
John
showing
in
up.
the chat too?
John Engineers in the chat.
Wow,
We'll
it's
have
like a full party.
Yeah, we'll have a special guest soon.
Dance the trunk cat.
Waz might be here soon.
Jessica from
from
Parallax.
Parallax might be here soon. So we
Yeah.
got a full lineup. Aya from Little Bits might be
Yeah,
here
she
soon.
said she would show up.
So we have. I think it's going to be a nice.
Electronics ladies.
Yeah.
That's
Guys,
a lot of electronics.
guys don't do electronics, so it's the way
Just
it is.
ladies.
Yeah.
Just us ladies.
Just us ladies.
It's a girl thing.
Mangineers,
Yeah.
as we like to call them on the show.
Yeah, it's cute. They have their little special mantle,
Yeah.
little cute mantle. It's fun.
Some people think it's because of their brains that they can't do it, but I think I don't think
They
it's
just think in different ways. They're so emotional, the Mangineers. Anyways.
I'm always just thinking about.
Anyways, so we're gonna see everyone next week.
Yes.
Some cool stuff ahead.
And hopefully we'll have a lot new fun products to show off and demos and stuff, and Becky will have more fantastic
Working on new
videos.
projects, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
doing so great on these videos.
Oh, thank you.
Doesn't everybody love Becky's awesome videos?
Oh, thanks.
Everybody's in the chat how awesome they are.
Oh. Do what Lamore says.
She's my boss. Do what she says.
Okay. And just remember, everyone, if you want to get that Parallax bot, that's 10% off tonight.
Tonight only.
Yeah.
Whiskerbot.
This will be the only time. So.
Does Moffat like Whiskerbot?
I don't know.
He's purring.
It has whiskers like you, Moffat. My dog barked at the bot.
Arf.
What the hell is that thing?
Okay, everyone.
Do I eat this thing?
We'll see you next week. Here is your moment of Zener. Okay. Good work.
Bye.